We are at GenCon 2022 in Indianapolis, Indiana, having the time of our lives. And of course, we have to visit the Hit Point Press booth. If you like what we do here at the Gallant Goblin, you can thank Hit Point Press for making it all possible. Their financial support from the very early days of our channel has made it possible for us to continue and to expand. And if you want to encourage them to keep supporting us, one way you can do that while getting something super cool for yourself is by visiting gg.humblewoodtales.com to back their latest Kickstarter. It is almost over. Humblewood Tales expands the lore behind the central tree city of Alderheart, gives you lots of new player options, and brings you at least 7 new adventures that you can use to dip your toes into the Humblewood setting or to expand your ongoing Humblewood campaign from the first book. Humblewood is such a fantastic setting that's family friendly while also exploring some deeper themes and giving the players choices that'll impact the world going forward. I love it to death, and you don't want to miss out picking up this new set at Kickstarter prices, which are generally the cheapest you're going to be able to find. Check out Humblewood Tales using the link in the corner in the video description down below, or just go visit gg.humblewoodtales.com right now before it's too late. We have made it to the Hit Point Press booth on the exhibition floor here. We're here with Brian Walters again. How are you doing today?
I am very tired, but excited to be here.
It is the final hours of GenCon. Have you been able to hold on the whole time, keep your voice, stay hydrated?
My voice was cracking a little bit yesterday, but yes, lots of water.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of excitement at your booth with Humblewood especially. We're at the very tail end, see what I did there, of the Humblewood Tales Kickstarter. What's been the reaction to Humblewood so far?
Humblewood continues to be one of our most popular products. We've sold out of several of our miniatures. We're down to our last couple of box sets right now. So no, it's been a great show for Humblewood, and we're really excited about some of the new stuff that's coming out, including the Kickstarter that we have going on right now that's in its final days as well, for Humblewood Tales to bring more content to players.
Why don't you tell us what's going on with Humblewood these days? Just give us a whole spiel.
So in Humblewood 1, we took you around all the areas of Humblewood. You have that overview map, we touched on all those places. Alderheart, the city tree, that's kind of like New York City for Humblewood, and you kind of go there and then you leave. That's the part of the adventure. So we made Humblewood Tales to really dive into the lore around the Alderheart tree and the markets, items, NPCs, and then to flush out the one of the most important areas of Humblewood for the story. And then a lot of the questions we get here at the booth is, what do I do after that 1st to 5th level adventure? So I want more Humblewood stuff. We've released a few things for Free RPG Day and to our website, but we collated all of it together and added 5 new adventures that you can play in Humblewood Tales.
And I have mentioned on the channel multiple times that I'm running my own Humblewood campaign, and we have had so much fun with it. And a lot of the very important, meaningful NPCs end up kind of moving to Alderheart throughout the adventure. And so there is a lot of reason for the characters to go back and visit and tell more stories there. So I'm really interested to see kind of how you expand the lore behind the city.
There's definitely a lot that's going in there. Items, spells, monsters. And then, you find out more about the Tenders and the Dark Tenders. They're big, important characters that are mentioned in the books, and we're going to really dive into that to allow players to do as much as they want to within the Alderheart as they can.
Because they'll be able to have some player options to make their characters Tenders too. Am I right?
I believe that is the case, yeah.
Yeah, because I do have one who wanted to be a Tender, and so we're holding off on the book, and so we can make that happen officially.
Let's make it happen.
And this is not the official Humblewood 2. Presumably that's still coming on down the track?
That is. We are actively working on Humblewood 2. There was a slight preview in Heart of Dhaka, our Free RPG Day from 2021, where you see Humblewood's a tiny little forest on a continent this big, and during Humblewood Tales, we actually revealed the full Everden map.
Oh.
No worries. And so Humblewood, the continent it's on, the world map that exists. So Humblewood is just a tiny piece of a much bigger world, and we're really excited to bring all of that to players.
Excellent. What else are y'all have here at the booth that y'all are excited about?
So we have a lot of new stuff since last GenCon. we've started working with a lot of third-party creators. So like Alchemy RPG created Lore of Aetherra, the Lost Druid, which is an adventure from 1st to 5th level as part of a 1st in a 4-book series. That's going to take you right from 1st to 20th level. And it's a sci-fi fantasy setting where we're seeing a world that used to have a high-level technology has lost the ability to get the energy source to power it. So we're watching it sink into a more fantasy-level setting as the technology becomes harder and harder to use. The great part about this one is that it has it's tightly integrated with their virtual tabletop platform and web tools. So as you go into a scene, you can go to a URL or scan a QR code, and it'll bring up soundtracks, motion graphics, pre-recorded NPC dialogue, all specific to that chapter of the book.
I'm sold. And it also has a super evocative cover that was nominated for the Annie Awards this year. And it's gorgeous looking. You have a sample book out here that maybe we can flip through in a second and take a look at.
Oh yeah, feel free. The art in it is amazing. The whole thing is done as like a cinematic experience. It's designed to be immersive, to really get you into the world. It is a campaign setting as well, but one of my favorite things about it too is that there is text in gold italics. And if you go there and you search that on their website, you'll actually dive more into the lore behind it. So they give you enough to play the setting, but if you want to dive into it more, you have the option.
And you've got a beautiful system of dice here. You've got a vinyl soundtrack, which seems to be a new theme for Hit Point Press. I think we've seen a couple of those now.
Yeah, it kind of started with these guys. They showed us we were doing soundtracks, but the creative director and the writer for Lore of Aetherra were in a band, and they did this vinyl pressing for Lost Druid. And I believe we have the plan to do it for the Dark Symmetry, the Kickstarter they have starting on the 23rd of August. And so we learned from them, and now we've got a vinyl pressing that's coming out for Humblewood Tales.
And it looks beautiful, too. And you also have Sina Una is coming back to Kickstarter here. It's already started, I believe, yes. Tell us a little bit about what they're up to.
So Sina Una is a campaign setting where you get to play in a world that is based around pre-colonial Filipino culture and mythology. Like stuff that is lost to time, that the writers and the creators did a lot of research to bring into a 5th edition setting to kind of keep it alive in the cultural mindset. You know, like we used to tell stories, and now we kind of play games. And we're keeping that story going. But the book is big, like it's not a tiny book, but it's all lore. It's lore, player options, and so feedback was, where are the adventures? And so Tales of Sina Una is bringing, I think at the moment, 10 adventures, and we're planning on we're going to add more as the Kickstarter keeps on doing better. So it's a great world to play in and really dive into that lore and mythology of a world that was kind of lost due to colonialism.
I'm super excited about that. We're going to have a lot more Sina Una coverage on the channel here soon. We're going to talk about the original book and kind of preview the upcoming Kickstarter. You have a lot of other things in the Hit Point Press stable with Griffon Saddlebag, Heliana's over there. Like, what else have y'all got this excitingness going on that you want to share with us?
Griffon's Saddlebag is one of our long partners. We worked with him on publishing his book. He has his second book, which is in backer kit pre-order right now. So if you haven't got it yet, that's a great opportunity to get it at a lower price than that'll ever be available after once it goes out of pre-order. Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting. This is a very early production copy. I don't know if I'm supposed to show it off, but I'm gonna because he left it here. So Max from Loot Tavern. I don't think wanted to carry this around because it is the heaviest thing I think I have ever carried. But it is a beautiful book, and we're really looking forward to being able to bring it to fans. Less excited to have to carry it to and from shows. But it's so much content and so much fun stuff that players get to do. We have our Fool's Gold campaign that's on pre-order right now at foolsgold5e.com. Where a big draw for our booth right now, as you can see, we have a Tarrasque over there. That was one of our 3D prototypes, one that was sent to Critical Role for an ad, and the other one that travels with us to shows. That guy, a lot of questions about that one. It's currently on pre-order pricing. Once the backer kit closes, it's going to go to the MSRP price. And then just really excited to bring that campaign setting to people. Like, she's got that YouTube channel has a huge following. I'm a huge fan of the cartoons. I just got my niece to start watching them. And I think I've finally gotten her excited about like diving into D&D by that book coming out. So
anything that brings more people to the hobby is the best. One other thing that I had somebody mention to me just on the show floor the other day, they knew we were Gallant Goblin. We knew that we had a relationship with Hit Point Press, and they told me how excited they were to finally get their hands on the animated condition cards, and that we're so excited to get those to the table.
Yeah, we were lucky enough. We had animated conditions, townsfolk, the Deck of Many Illusions, and spell levels 6 through 9 at Origins as we started doing Kickstarter fulfillment on those. The big part of that campaign that everyone keeps asking about is the animated tarot. We're all really excited to get that. I normally joke that's the only Kickstarter my mom has backed, and she just for the tarot deck. And she's like, "When am I getting my tarot deck?" And I was like, "As soon as we can." But they're on their way. We're really looking forward to getting those in backers' hands, and then having those available at shows as well.
And I love those. Those are in all the games I play, all the animated spell cards. My players don't know they're coming. They arrive at my table and have a little booklet for each one of them with their cards, and they get to see it when they first get to the table, and their eyes always light up. And so, like, that's some of my favorite stuff y'all do. Well, Brian, I hope that you enjoyed the last few hours of your con here. You have any final thoughts for us before you start wrapping things up?
Keep enjoying gaming. We're excited to bring content to players, and everybody that's looking at this, check us out at hitpointpress.com, Hitpoint Press on social media, and if you are already playing our games, let us know how they're going.
Well, we appreciate all the support you've given us over the years. You are single-handedly keeping us on the air, and so we love y'all and everything y'all do. We're so happy to have that relationship with you, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the next con.